that this won't take over because you know when I do these, it goes over more than it's supposed to be. Hot takes. Get your hot takes. It's time for the newest Pllanna hot takes though. His title is I'm sorry, Drew McIntyre. I'm not sure why it's that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get it. And we about to see the most fierce spear we saw this past run Raw again. Yeah.
Braun Breaker just gave us one of the greatest spears of all time. And this
my man look like Raiden. When he do his spear, he look like Raiden flying at somebody, yo. He trucked the hell out of. He got some air in that spear, yo, for real. Hey, let's go.
hot take says that Braun Breaker has got to become the world champion before the.
I can see this happening, man. Soon, if not by the end, by the end of 2025, at least at the next WrestleMania, he has to, yo. Yeah. Hopefully as a babyface, man. Hopefully as a babyface, but if he must do as a heel where I can't root for him, whatever. But hopefully as a babyface, so I can embrace it. I can embrace it and root for it, and enjoy it, guilt free, whatever. Anyway, let's keep going. Ooh, we're in the wrong, but let's keep going, man.
The end of 2025. Look, I love Braun Breaker. I think he's a great talent. I think he's going to be a world champion for years to come, and I think he might have the best spear of all time. I truly feel that way, but I do not think there is room for him to become a world champion in 2025. However, I do think in 2026 or even 2027, that is when Braun Breaker has got to be a world champion, because I think by then he will be a bigger name. He'll also have more recognition with the fans, and I think he will be ready to be in the main event scene of WWE.
There you go.
Main event
Hot
WrestleMania.
speed.
The next hot take says that Drew McIntyre has got to be one of the most poorly booked.
I can't speak on it because he's a heel. So I'm gonna let Pllanna on this though. But you know that one lady that's on Twitter that's a Drew lover will agree with it as well too. But like I said, I have no say on it. He's a heel, so I have no say on this. I'm not. I speak mainly for the baby faces and some tweeners. But yeah.
Booked wrestlers ever, and I got to agree. It is unbelievable that WWE is not putting Drew McIntyre in the main event scene after that great feud that he had with CM Punk. Even before then, I thought that Drew McIntyre was doing great. The guy's been killing it, and he's not being rewarded for his work. It is unbelievable. Even this hot take by Darkuto says that Drew McIntyre is criminally underrated and should be one of the top guys. And while he is one of the top guys, he's not being used as one of the top main eventers, which is really sad to see. I think he should have been involved in some sort of match at WrestleMania, maybe even the triple threat match with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. You could have made that a fatal four-way because there's a lot of beef with all of those wrestlers. It could have worked, honestly, and that could have been for the World Heavyweight Championship. That kind of would have been a pretty fire idea. Anyways, Alan says, if John Cena loses at WrestleMania 41, the fans might turn on Cody. I do not think this is going to happen at all because a lot of people have been cheering for Cody during this.
Thank you. Like, I don't get this shit. I don't get this shit when it comes to wrestling fandom in general, and when it comes especially wrestling baby faces as well too. Like, the one, like, why is it that fans slowly turn on baby faces like that? Like, and it's like been a thing lately. I mean, it's been a here and there thing back in the day, but now it's like a constant thing over again. Like, what's the fucking deal with this? Like, even this one dickhead, this negative dickhead in that group of men. He calls him with Dingle Hills, but I call him with Dickhead Hills because he is a dickhead for real. Because one of them was talking about with Bianca Belair getting booed this past Monday and all as well too. See, somebody I hate to say he said it as Bianca going for get forced to the heel toe because fans are so bodily infuriated with that I feel that's a real reason. Another thing, but this guy gonna say, but I feel sorry for Bianca's getting but. Riding great, but fans move away from people. Being a heel is literally the best thing they can do. And like, I hate that it's like you might as well say the best way to get through life is being an asshole, a bad guy, a villain. And which sucks that it sucks for people who are good people though. That's why I don't like that. Like, including myself, like I hate that the inevitable of folks in general in life is being a villain because they push that darn quote. I want it so bad. I want so bad to prove so wrong about, but it's not. It's coming really hard to prove wrong. For example, this happened right here. This guy turned heel and all as well too. Like it's hard to prove that theory wrong. Like people shouldn't live long enough to see himself be a villain. People still long to see himself still be a good guy and a hero. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's keep going. And I hate that the fact that why fans are these days don't are like, you know, stacked with babyface, and then they're like, oh, they do turn heel, need color. Like, not everybody, heel turn's not always gotta be the answer. Like, for real, why is always gotta be the answer. Like, it's kind of literally it's very annoying. I'm saying, for real, like.
This entire feud that he's been having with John Cena. If you watch Raw for the last 3 or 4 weeks, you would see that the crowd is booing John Cena. Maybe there's a little cheers for him, but the majority of people love Cody. They're cheering for him, and they clearly will cheer for him if he wins. Maybe some people online will be upset about it, but I don't think
it's of course going to be the online fans, because the online fans is the ones that's more problem than the live fans. Like I said, except with the situation with Bianca, I still don't understand that. But the online fans the main problem. I mean, especially, you know who, the IWC. Like, it's always them.
Majority of the WWE fans in real life would be upset. Speaking of John Cena, this says that John Cena is old and stale and he's unfit to win the title again. And while he is old and he is stale and he's kind of washed in that ring, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think John Cena is that great in the ring like he used to be. A lot of people said he couldn't wrestle before, but clearly he could. But now he actually can't wrestle too well. I think that's because he's trying to protect himself. But anyways, I don't agree with this hot take. Right now, John Cena is a heel, which means that WWE can book his matches in a different way than before. He could cheat a lot. He could use other people who can enter the ring and help him win the matches and stuff like that, which will protect John Cena, and it will make it look like he's still a decent wrestler. Speaking of the John Cena and the Cody Rhodes feud, Mr. Seabweed says that The Rock is ruining the build-up to WrestleMania by not being involved in the storyline, and John Cena still hasn't given a valid reason for aligning with him.
First off, stop relying on The Rock so much with building WrestleMania. It's been building up a little better now since a lot of people were getting closer now and things been getting a little better. Like, come on, like, stop relying on that. Like, seriously. Like, that was like the issue right there. Like, you don't need a Rock. That's why it's looking like bad other people because you're relying on The Rock. Like, don't rely on Rock. Rely on the people that's there. I mean, as much as they can as well. Like, come on now.
For whatever reason, I don't know why The Rock did this entire thing at the Chamber, only to not show up. But I guess WWE has got to save the bigger moment for WrestleMania. Whatever happens at Mania, The Rock has got to show up, and he's got to help John Cena win the championship. Otherwise, turning heel makes absolutely no sense. Hopefully, things do change, but I can understand why people are upset that The Rock is not involved in this build-up for WrestleMania, especially after that great segment at Elimination Chamber. The next hot take says that Roman should wrestle on TV again. I don't know why, but I feel like when he became the tribal chief, the matches he had on regular TV felt so special, and I totally agree with
Like, yeah, here's the thing. You're a babyface. I think he's babyface sweetener. There's people say he's not a face. I'm like, whatever. Fuck, he's a face now, man. He just face. Oh, if he's tweener, he's tweener. Either way, he's face or tweener. He's not a heel no more. All right. Jesus, like, y'all had y'all 4 year of Roman Reigns heel. Give it a rest. He's back on the baby face side or the tweener side. I mean, if he's the tweener, you're still getting a little piece of him, all right? You fucking heel fiends. Anyway, but Roman Reigns, now that he's not, like, you know, title holder on that, he should have some matches on a regular TV, man. He should, because even that he should. I mean, he needs to. I mean, I guess I get that maybe he can't do it. Maybe it's health reason he can't do it. But at the same time, it would be nice to him to have to redeem himself a little bit with some matches on TV. I mean, it will be nice.
with this. A lot of people will say that the fact that he doesn't wrestle on a Raw or SmackDown is good because it keeps him special, but I disagree. I think that Roman should be wrestling at least once a month or once every 2 months. The fact that he doesn't even show up on TV to wrestle is getting me pissed off. He's too good to be wasting the prime of his career not showing up.
And he's still barely showing up like he usually does well too. Like he's again, he's a babyface now, but at the same time, he's still on his Brock Lesnar age right now.
Wrestling on a Raw or SmackDown. A lot of people are paying money, especially the most money of all time for these tickets, so you gotta go out there and wrestle, especially if you are one of the top pillars of the WWE, and that is just not sitting well with me, the fact that he's not showing up and wrestling. The next hot take says that Jey Uso versus Gunther is the best storyline this year, and it's interesting because a lot of people are unhappy about
It got better. It got better, especially after this past weekend. It got better. I was always, but here's the thing, I was always high on the storyline. I never was the people like, oh, they shouldn't have this match. I hated the folks that was like, I despise folks who was downplay his match like crazy. I feel like it's gonna be a great match, and Jay needs to win. Jay definitely needs to win. All right, no matter what, Jay needs to win. All right, they're already saying Gunther's a born champion, and Jay needs to win. That's all I'm gonna say.
WrestleMania build-up between Gunther and Jay, but things did change. The story is heating up, and I would say it's one of the best storylines. I still prefer the John Cena and Cody stuff because I love John Cena and his heel turn, but this is up there. They clearly turned things around, and that's great to see. Speaking of Gunther, this says that Gunther should squash.
This is what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Like, and then the other one that irks me a little bit is because it's Jay saying that he wants his sexy red Carter B to come out with him and his interest and anything. Then there are people say, "Oh, I hope Gunther squash him and all. I hope he loses and all." I'm like, "Dad, like all because of some lady rappers, like really, or lady entertainers, like Jesus." Anyway.
Jay at Mania, and there's a lot of people that actually have this opinion. Even my friend himself has been telling me that Gunther has got to squash Jay, but I just disagree. I think Jey Uso is going to win. I think he should win, and I think it only makes sense for the storyline. So unfortunately, if you want Gunther to squash Jay, it's not happening. LEC NYC says that Jimmy deserves a bigger push than Jay, and some people feel this way, but I've never felt this way. I've always thought that Jay had more charisma than Jimmy Uso. I also thought that he was a better wrestler, and that's why I think he got the push that Jimmy did not get. Speaking of Jimmy in that push, this says that Jimmy Uso has completely saved the Gunther versus Jay feud, and Jimmy should get a major push just because of that.
I say he did make it better with getting involved. It made him getting jacked up by it from Gunther made a lot more interesting than it already was. I mean, it was interesting to me that Jay was doing this because I was here for Jay getting this little run as well, so I'm here for it as well too. Now I sort of get pushed. I mean, hopefully, I was hoping he get a mid-card title push as well too, but doesn't like that happen anytime soon. But still.
And I totally have to agree with this. I do think that adding Jimmy into the storyline completely changed things. It made Jey Uso serious. That was the main problem. The problem was that he was just saying yeet every single week. And also, Jey Uso is much better as a serious wrestler. So this is exactly what the storyline needed. I wouldn't say that Jimmy is the reason for this. It's the writers who came up with this idea. But I understand the point, and I do think that Jimmy deserves a United States Championship or IC Championship run. This hot take says that Jay winning the Money in the Bank briefcase would have been better than Jay winning the Royal Rumble. And all I've got to say is I agree. I do think that Jay has turned things around with the storyline and things are cooking like I just said. But I still stand by the fact that I think John Cena should have been the one who won the Royal Rumble. It would have only made this storyline with Cody better. And also John Cena winning one more time would have been great for his legacy. Dom says that Drew deserved that Royal Rumble win. You see, I wanted John Cena to win, but I think Drew McIntyre winning would have also been a great victory. Drew versus Gunther would have absolutely cooked. I think that storyline could have main evented WrestleMania. Laura says that WWE should bring back Money in the Bank matches at WrestleMania. As much as I loved a Money in the Bank match at Mania, I think the pay-per-view itself is a lot of fun. It's great to have right before SummerSlam to get people hyped for the summer. So I think Money in the Bank in July is a great pay-per-view to have, and I don't think it should return at WrestleMania, even though a lot of people have that opinion. I'm not one of them. Speaking of the Money in the Bank, JLP says that Sami Zayn deserves the Money in the Bank briefcase. And personally, I want to see Logan Paul or Dominic Mysterio or LA Knight win, but I would not be mad at all if Sami Zayn...
You had me. You lost me with Logan Paul and Dom winning it. Lord, hell no. But sometimes Pllanna is part of the Heat Miser fans as well too. At times, cause hell no, ain't no way. LA Knight, yes, but yeah, but Dom and Logan Paul, come on, bro. No. Hell no. That's just heat loving. Unless there's a miracle that Dom has to be a babyface, I doubt that, man. I mean, you may never know. But still. But Logan Paul, no. You just want, that's just heat right there. That's just loving heat. That's just love heat. Just love heat on that one. Come on.
Zayn wins that briefcase this year and goes on to become a world champion. So now I'm adding Sami to that list. You got Logan Paul, Dominic Mysterio, which Dom could wait. Then you got LA Knight and now Sami Zayn. Those are the 4 people I would be happy with winning. If anyone else wins, I would be upset. Clips407 says that Kevin Owens is the modern day Mr. WrestleMania. And I've got to say, no, I don't think that's the case at all.
Oh, man. That's bad timing because you know what happened. He's not going to make WrestleMania now. But yeah, but it's still no.
Anything that goes to Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns might be Mr. WrestleMania of all time.
He might be. Yeah, I hate to admit it. I mean, because half of the time he's been in WrestleMania is because of his heel shot retreat run. But even before that, he has made a lot of WrestleMania, including his days of Big Dogs, and right now, so. I could say you can kind of say Roman is the Mr. WrestleMania. I don't think he missed a WrestleMania except for the one during the pandemic, because he played safe because his health as well too. But yeah, I don't think because he was supposed to go against I think he was supposed to go get Goldberg for the title. But yeah, yeah. I really think that, but if you think about it, he only missed that one WrestleMania. Other than that, he's been in almost every WrestleMania. So yeah, since his first WrestleMania, he's been in every single one about it though. So yeah, and main evented it too.
Roman Reigns main eventing 10 WrestleManias or whatever the number is absolutely insane, and it truly makes him the greatest WrestleMania competitor of all time. Average Justin says, now that the world has got enough time to witness Jon Moxley, I feel more confident saying this. Dean Ambrose was better than Jon.
Whoa, now I got a platform to say what I gotta say about this. What I say? I can see why he's saying that, because what the entire fuck was that ending on AEW Dynasty? And I don't think everybody heard me say what I said this on, because I said it in the Facebook group, I said it on Twitter. Now I'm saying here, anybody that like this current title run with Jon Moxley or this Death Rider, their storyline, pretty much take a bath in a lake of fire or bathe in lava, cause that's how much they love heat. Cause ain't no way in the world anybody can really truly say they like this unless they trolling or they are so obsessed with heat it's not even funny. Cause out of all people to cause Swerve the match, I would have dealt with Jay White. I would have dealt with Hangman Page, everything, but the Young Bucks, what the hell? Anyway, we gotta deal with this drizzling shit of a Death Rider storyline even longer now. Anyway, let's keep going. And this is the thing. It's more ridiculous. I don't even think the Bloodline storyline is ridiculous. I mean, the only reason I ain't like it is the one, it was hell, and two, it was starting to get repetitive with the shenanigans and all that down the line as well too. But at least they knew to pivot and stop and pass it along. Which is the reason why I respect them after this, and I respected Roman run more afterwards. But other than that, man, this right here. I only think truly Hill fans like that. Unless you, like I said, unless you just love Heat. That's what I'm gonna say.
And I gotta agree, I'm not a fan of Jon Moxley and the crazy hardcore stuff he does in AEW. I think WWE booked him way better than AEW has, and I think that's because they've limited the stuff that he could do. And because of that, I will say that Dean Ambrose was better than Jon Moxley.
And sometimes I think about it. Much we love the hardcore stuff, it gets over shit. AEW, we got probably AEW because they let it do too much, and sometimes too much can get oversaturated and become bad as well too. That's one thing about WWE. They will limit you from being oversaturated though. You gotta get props from that. If you don't like WWE, you at least gotta get props from stop yourself from getting oversaturated by doing too much stuff.
And speaking of Jon Moxley, this says that Jon Moxley should return to WWE, and I really don't want to see that at all. I think there's too many other people in the main event scene that want a shot at the World Championship, and I don't want Jon Moxley just adding into that mix. I don't think he'll do too much to add value to the WWE and the main event scene. If anything, he's better off in AEW, and also he loves it there, so there's no problem with him staying. Lamar says that Edge is the GOAT, but no one's ever ready to hear that. Edge is not the GOAT. He's nowhere near the GOAT. There's so many people that are better than him. You have Hulk Hogan, John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Why can't he be in the GOAT talk? I mean, it can't be just one GOAT. It's more than one.
And those are just a handful of people to name. Ric Flair as well. I'm sorry, Edge is nowhere near being the GOAT. He's still a great wrestler, but he ain't the GOAT. Phoenix Firebird says that Austin Theory will be on the list of budget cuts for 2026. Calling it now, and that's a pretty solid hot take because it...
Much as I don't like him as a character currently right now, I kind of don't want that to happen. I feel like he should give his chance his will too. I'm hoping that won't happen. I'm gonna be honest. All kayfabe gimmicks there, alignment, and everything else. This is my motherfucking video. I can say that shit. All kayfabe gimmicks and alignment size. I don't want that to happen in Theory. I mean, he's despite his character currently, he's a good worker. So no, and he's talented. So no.
Could happen. I hope it doesn't because I think Austin Theory still has a lot of potential and I think he could be a great main eventer. But anyways, hopefully he's not. And finally, the last hot take says that I miss Vince, and that is when you know you gotta end the video. I don't miss Vince at all. I think Triple H is better. Vince was too old and he had to retire. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys.
Yeah, Vince was too incompetent. He's old. He's senile, old, and it would been time to go, man. It's time to go. Wait, it was way time to go years ago. Now it's about time to just it's the business. He's better. We're better off without him. In WWE. Not saying whatever in life, but in general, with the wrestling, we're better off without him. Other than that, good hot takes. Well, too, I had to turn a 9-minute video into a 23-minute video. That's why I didn't want to put it on WrestleMania Wednesday, because that time when it comes to hot takes, I want to make it longer. I gotta express myself with it. Other than that, what's your thoughts on each hot takes and any hot takes you have? Other than that, it's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.